श्रील भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी महाराज की जय। जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर सद श्री श्रीपद डिवाइन ग्रेस एसी भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। इस्कॉन फाउंडर आचार्य श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। नाम आचार्य श्रील हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कहो जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्री वासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की
जय।
श्री 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 राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की
जय।
जय। वृंदावन धाम की जय।
जय।
मधुरा धाम की
जय।
मायापुर नवद्वीप धाम की
जय।
जगन्नाथपुरी क्षेत्र की जय।
जय।
गंगा माई की
जय।
जय। यमुना माई की
जय।
तुलसी देवी की
जय।
भक्ति देवी की
जय।
जय। समवेत भक्त वृंद की
जय।
all glories to assembled devotees.
हरे कृष्णा।
All glories to assembled devotees.
हरे कृष्णा।
All glories to assembled devotees.
हरे कृष्णा।
All glories to Sri Sri Guru Gauranga की जय।
हरे हरि बोल।
हरि बोल।
मोस्ट बधाई कृष्ण प्रसाद भूतले श्रीमती
नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्ण प्रसादाय भूतले
श्रीमती
वेदांत स्वामी निधि नामिने नमस्ते
नमस्ते
सारस्वती गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे
श्री कृष्ण
ओम तत्सत्। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
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 Hare Krishna. Thank you for joining. First, we recite. I'll recite and read the translation for yesterday's verse, as Mataji suggested. Let me recite, and then we will. Today's verse is 2.8.9. With that, we are going to discuss today.
8.8.
2.8.9. 2.8.8 is was yesterday's verse, Mataji. So
Okay.
okay. आसीत् यद् उदारत् पद्मं लोकसमस्तानलक्षणं यावानयं वै पुरुषः इवत् अव्ययः पृथक् तवान् असौ इति प्रोक्तः समस्त अव्ययवान् इव। आसीत् यद् उदारत पद्मं लोकसमस्तानलक्षणं यावानयं वै पुरुषः इयत्त अव्ययः पृथक् तावान् असौ इति प्रोक्तः समस्त अव्ययवान् इव। आसीत् यत् उदरात् पद्मं लोकसमस्तानलक्षणं यावानयं वै पुरुषः इयत्त अव्ययः पृथक् तावानासौ इति प्रोक्तः समस्ताव्ययवान् इव। Translation and purport by His Divine Grace AC Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. If the Supreme Personality of Godhead, from whose abdomen the lotus stem sprouted, is possessed of gigantic body according to his own caliber and measurement, then what is the specific difference between the body of Lord and those of common living entities? Purport. One should note how Maharaj Parikshit intelligently put questions before his spiritual master for scientific understanding of the transcendental body of the Lord. It has been described in many places before this that the Lord assumed a gigantic body like that Karunodar Sai Vishnu, from whose hair pores innumerable universes have generated. The body of Garbhodaya Sai Vishnu is described as sprouting the lotus stem, within which all the planets of the universe remain. And at the top of the stem is the lotus flower on which Lord Brahma is born. In the creation of the material world, the Supreme Lord undoubtedly assumes a gigantic body, and living entities also get bodies big or small, according to necessity. For example, an elephant gets gigantic body according to its needs, and so also an ant gets its body according to its needs. Similarly, if the personality of Godhead assumes a gigantic body to accommodate the universes or the planets of a particular universe, there is no difference in the principle of assuming or accepting a particular type of body in terms of necessity. A living being and the Lord cannot be distinguished simply by the difference in the magnitude of the body. So the answer depends on the specific significance of the body of the Lord, as distinguished from the body of the common living being. So we'll move on to 2.8.9. अजसृजति भूतानि भूतात्मा यदनुग्रहात् तदृशे येन तद्रूपं नाभिपद्मा समुद्भवः अजसृजति भूतानि भूतात्मा यदनुग्रहात् तदृशे येन तद्रूपं नाभिपद्मा समुद्भवः अजसृजति भूतानि भूतात्मा यदनुग्रहात् तदृशे येन तद्रूपं नाभिपद्मा समुद्भवः. Please recite.
अजसृजति भूतानि भूतात्मा यदनुग्रहात् तदृशे येन तद्रूपं नाभिपद्मसमुद्भवा.
अजसृजति भूतानि भूतात्मा यद् अनुग्रहात् ददृशे येन तद्रूपं नाभिपद्मा समुद्भवा. हरे कृष्णा.
हरे कृष्ण. अज अज श्री सृजति भूतानि भूतात्मा यद अनुग्रहात् ददृशे येन तद्रूपं नाभि पद्मा समुद्भवः. हरे कृष्ण.
हरे कृष्ण.
हरे कृष्ण.
अजसृजति भूतानि भूतात्मा यद् अनुग्रहात् तदृशे येन तद्रूपं नाभिपद्मा समुद्भवः. हरे कृष्ण.
हरे कृष्ण. Anyone wants to recite? Okay, we'll go on. Synonyms, translation, and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada teaching. Ajaha, one who is born without a material source. Srujati, creates. Bhutani, all those materially born. Bhutatma, having a body of matter. Yat, whose. Anugrahat, by the mercy of. Dadruse, could see. Ena, by whom. Tadrupam, his form of body. Nabhi, navel. Padma, lotus flower. Samudbhavaha, being born of. Translation. Brahma, who was not born of a material source, but of the lotus flower, coming out of the navel abdomen of the Lord, is the creator of all those who are materially born. Of course, by the grace of the Lord, Brahma was able to see the form of the Lord. Purport. The first living creature, Brahma, is called Ajaha because he did not take his birth from the womb of a mother materially born. He was directly born from the bodily expansion of the lotus flower of the Lord. Thus, it is not readily understandable whether the body of the Lord and that of Brahma are of the same quality or different. This must also be clearly understood. One thing is, however, certain: Brahma was completely dependent on the mercy of the Lord, because after his birth, he could create living beings by the Lord's grace only, and he could see the form of the Lord. Whether the form seen by Brahma is of the same quality as that of Brahma is a bewildering question, and Maharaj Parikshit wanted to get clear answers from Srila Sukadeva Goswami. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Gnananjanशलाकाय चक्षुः उन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्ति। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Thank you all for joining this morning. First of all, I would like to seek blessings and permission from all the Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis assembled here. Please bless me. Please bless me so that I can speak as per the Guru Parampara spoken, and by the message of my Guru and Srila Prabhupada and Guru Parampara, hope I can deliver the message in the same way that they have spoken. Please forgive me if I speak anything wrong. Hare Krishna. So today's verse is, so we can learn many things from this today's verse, which is very essential for our Krishna consciousness progress. Today's verse. So this chapter is questions by King Parikshit to Sukadeva Goswami. Whole of this chapter, 8th chapter, is questions, and 9th chapter, Sukadeva Goswami is going to answer all of them. Sukadeva he starts answering one by one. So in the previous verse, 2.8.8, Sukadeva Goswami, Parikshit, Maharaj Parikshit, he questioned Sukadeva Goswami, what is the specific difference between the body of the Lord and those of common living entities? He asked, if the Supreme Personality of Godhead, from whose abdomen the lotus stem sprouted, he is possessed of a gigantic body according to his own caliber and measurement, then what is the specific difference between the body of the Lord and those of common living entities? That was his previous question. And then in purport, Srila Prabhupada clarified. So the Lord can assume the gigantic body, so according to his needs, right? Srila Prabhupada said that in purport, for example, an elephant gets a gigantic body according to its needs. And so also an ant gets its body according to its needs. Similarly, the Supreme Personality of Godhead assumes a gigantic body. So to create these universes or the planets of the universes. So, but a living being, is a Chitatma, Chitkana, Anu, and the size of the living entity is Balagra Setavagasya. So if you take the tip of the your hair and again cut into 100 pieces, and again take one tip of that and again cut into 100 pieces. That is the size of the soul. We are anus. Our size is 1/10,000th part of the tip of the hair. That is our size. And Lord is Vibhu. He is great. He can become Anoraniyan Mahato Mahiyan. He can become bigger than the biggest. Mahato Mahiyan, Anoraniyan. He can become smaller than the smallest. He can do anything. So we are the Chit Kanas. We are Anus. So we can never be compared with the Lord. So since we are Anus, we are the little sparks of the big gigantic fire. What happens? This spark, if it falls on a water, it puts off immediately. It loses its spark. Like that, we are Chitkanas. That is why we are illusioned. So now that is why we are illusioned by Maya, and that is why now we are trapped into this Maya material energy. Since Lord is all powerful, he can never be come under the control of material energy, but rather he is the Maya Adhyakshena Prakriti Suyate Sacharacharam. He is the controller of that material energy. Daiviyesha Gunamai Mama Maya Durachaya. So it is his own energy, it is his own material energy. He never comes under the control of material energy. So that is the difference between Vaishnava philosophy and Mayavada philosophy, Advaita philosophy. Advaita philosophy, they says that Sakti Parimanavada. So they say that Lord transforms and he comes under the control of Maya. If Lord is coming under the control of Maya, then what is the significance? What is the significance of calling him as Lord? He can never be come under the control of Maya. He is the controller of the Maya. So even with from all these verses, we can understand Tadayakshata, Taittiriya Upanishad says, Tadayakshata Bahusyam Prajayeti. So before the creation, only the Lord was there. Karanodaka Sai Vishnu was there and Pradhana was there. He actually glanced on that Pradhana. Then he brought the agitation in that Pradhana and then Mahatattva got created. So even before the creation, Lord was there. So that means this Pradhana, this Prakriti is always under the control of Lord. But we living entities, we are Chitkanas. So we want to lord over the we want to lord over this material world, and we are envious of the Lord, and then we are put into this material energy. But our constitutional position is to connect with the Lord and enjoy the transcendental bliss with him. So that was the previous 2.8.8 brief summary of that verse. And now we will discuss about 2.8.9. So here translation says, Brahma, who was not born of material source, but of the lotus flower coming out of the navel abdomen of the Lord, is the creator of all those who are materially born. Of course, by the grace of the Lord, Brahma was able to see the form of the Lord. So the verse starts with a word Ajaha. Cha means born. Ajaha. He has Ajaha means literally means who has no birth. But that is for Ajaha. Actually, it applies to the Lord. He was never born, Anadi, and he was not having any origin. Anadi Radhir Govindaha. And here Srila Prabhupada translate, now this Lord Brahma, he came from the navel of the Lord. From the navel of the Lord, a lotus stem sprouted, and on the lotus flower, and then lotus flower generated from that lotus stem, and from that lotus flower, Lord Brahma appeared. Lord Brahma was born. So here the Lord Brahma, he is also called as Ajaha, but because he doesn't have any material source like of us. So we are born from our mother womb. We have a material source. But Lord Brahma here, he is he is born without a material source. So he directly born from the lotus flowers sprouted from the navel of the Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu. So now the Parikshit Maharaj person here is so now the Lord Brahma was born from the lotus flower generated from the navel of the Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu. But he was asking, he was unable to understand. That is, Srila Prabhupada says in purport, it is not readily understandable whether the body of the Lord and that of Brahma are of the same quality or different. Because now Vishnu is the spiritual, Vishnu Tattvas, all Vishnu Tattvas are spiritual. Now he is bewildered. Now from the same spiritual body of the Vishnu, the Brahma was born. So we wanted to understand whether Brahma was spiritual or material. His body is same quality that of Vishnu, Vishnu or not. That is what he wanted to understand. So we'll discuss that. And before this, we'll quickly recap. So we'll discuss about first Purushavataras. So when we discuss about that chart of avatars or the expansions of the Lord, first the Lord Krishna, he is in his original form in Goloka Vrindavan, Vaikunta, above the Vaikunta Goloka Vrindavan. He is in original form, Swayam Rupa. He is in his original form. Then he expands like Swayam Prakasha. Prakasha means his expansions. He expands Swayam Prakasha. And again, Swayam Prakasha, he expands like Prabhava Prakasha and Vaibhava Prakasha. He has two forms. So Prabhava Prakasha means when he performed Rasa Leela, when he manifested himself as husband of Queens of Dwaraka, he himself manifested the same Krishna. So that they are called, those forms are called as Prabhava Prakasha. And Vaibhava Prakasha is, so there is a slight difference. His right, according to different emotional features, is differently manifested. Vaibhava Prakasha, those are like Vasudeva, forehand forms, like Vasudeva Krishna in Dwaraka. And then, and also then Swayam Prakasha form again, his own expansion. There is another expansion, Tadekatma Rupa. Tadekatma Rupa is Balaram. Balaram, his body and his form and his emotional features are differently manifested. So Lord Balaram has a different form. He's not like same like a Krishna form, but he has a different akruti, different body, and he has different emotions. So they are differently manifested. They are called Tadekatma Rupa. From Lord Balaram, then there again, there expansions like Vilasa forms, pastime expansions. So from those Vilasa forms, first Prabhava Vilasa forms, they are manifested within Goloka. Vasudeva, Sankarshana, Pradyumna, Aniruddha. And from this, this is the Adi Chaturvyuha. This is the first Chaturvyuha of the Lord. And from this Adi Chaturvyuha, Sankarshana, then again came Vaibhava Vilasa forms. These are Vaikunta forms, Vaibhava Vilasa. These are from the first Chaturviha, so Sankarshana, Sankarshana manifested. From this Sankarshana, Lord Narayana manifested in Vaikuntha. And from again Lord Narayana, there is a Dvitiya Chaturvyuha, second Chaturvyuha, again Vasudeva, Sankarshana, Pradyumna, Aniruddha. From Dvitiya Chaturvyuha, again from that Sankarshana, again these Swamsa expansions came. So these are like Purushavataras. Purushavataras, Karanavataka Sai Vishnu, Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu, Shirodaka Sai Vishnu. So these three Purushavataras are very important to understand. Srila Prabhupada also says, and also it is there in Narada Pancharatra. So if we know the purpose of these Purushavataras, one gets liberated. So it has very important. It is very important for us to understand. So it says in Narada Pancharatra, Ekam tu Vishnu Trini Rupani, Ekam tu Mahat Srishtar. So first Purushavatara, it creates this whole Mahat Tattva. So that is Karanodaka Sai Vishnu. First Purushavatara is Karanodaka Sai Vishnu. Karana is casual. Udaka is water. Sai, it means lying down. He is lying down on the casual ocean. Karanodaka Sai Vishnu. From him, from the we were reading in the previous purport, from the pores of his body, unlimited universes emerged, unlimited andas. So from the pores of his body, unlimited universes, we cannot even count. That is first. Ekam tu mahasrishtaha. And next, Dvitiyam tu anda samistitam. So, and the second Purushavatara is Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu. He is situated within the universe, Anda Samistitam. So, this Anda, these universes are, innumerable universes emerged. So, before that, there was the process of creation, and Karnavadaka Sai Vishnu glanced upon the Pradhana, and then Pradhana, he first, he sent first the time agitated. First in Pradhana, all the material modes are in equilibrium position, and then when the time entered into that Pradhana and it got agitated, the material modes, and they turns into Mahat Tattva. So that whole process, and then this universe is formed. And under this, inside this universe, again, the Karnavadaka Sai Vishnu, he transforms, he expands as a Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu, he enters into that each universe. And again, there he lies down on the Garbhodaka ocean. That is why it's called Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu. Garbha Udaka means water, and Sai means lying down. So he lies down on the Garbhodaka ocean. Each universe, half of the universe filled with the water, Garbhodaka ocean, and that he lies down. And from this Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu, the lotus stem sprouted, and then lotus flower generated. From this lotus flower, Lord Brahma was born. Lord Brahma appeared. So this is the Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu, and then Tritiyam Sarva Bhutastam. From this Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu, he again expands like Shirodaka Sai Vishnu. Shirodaka Sai Vishnu is in this material world. There is a Kshira Sagara. Kshira Sagara is it's a milk ocean. Shirodaka Sai Vishnu, he who lies down on the milk ocean. And he is situated in every one of everyone's heart, every one of our heart, like a Paramatma. So Shirodaka Sai Vishnu expanded as a Paramatma in everyone's heart. So these are the three Purushavasaras. Ekam tu Mahat Srishtaha. The first Karnavadaka Sai Vishnu, he creates this whole material energy, and he creates all these andas, brahmandas, all these universes. And then Dvitiyam tu Anda Samastitam. Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu, who enters each and every universe, and from him all the planets, all the 14 planets, planetary systems, they emerge from that lotus stem. They are all in that lotus stem. And from him, the Lord Brahma was born. And then third one is Kshirodaya Sai Vishnu, who enters into everyone's heart as a Paramatma. Now here we are now discussing about Lord Brahma. Now he appeared from this Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu. So as soon as he came out from that lotus flower, Brahma, Lord Brahma, he could not see anything there. There was nothing. Actually, he was created for the purpose of secondary creation. The first level of creation is done now, and for the secondary creation, Lord Brahma was created, and after he came out, he could not see anything. But then what he thought is, okay, he saw here and there, and he was only seeing the lotus flower, and again he saw that lotus stem. Okay, he thought that, okay, there is a lotus stem here. Okay, there is some origin for me. Okay, then let me go inside this lotus stem and see whether if I can find what is the source of me. Then he started traveling in that lotus stem. He traveled for many years. He went close to the navel of the Lord, but he could not trace anything because Lord was not he was not showering his mercy at that. I mean, he wanted him to wait for some more time. So he searched there. He could not find anything, and again he came back. He came back to the flower, a lotus flower. Then he heard two words, a transcendental sound vibration. So the Lord has asked him to do tapa. He sent two words, tapa, 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 tapa. So he heard these two words, transcendental sound vibration. And then he accepted them as the instruction from the Lord. And he literally accepted and he started doing tapasya. He did tapasya for 1000 years of demigods, not human calculation, not our human years, but it is according to demigod, years of demigod. 1,000 years. He did tapasya, and in Brahma Samhita we read actually Brahma was initiated by Krishna with the 18 letter of Krishna mantra. And then Lord Brahma, he did tapasya by chanting that mantra. He did tapasya for 1,000 years, and then finally the Lord showered his mercy. He came and he showed his form. The Lord has shown his form. So that is what we read here. Dadruse bhutatma et anugraha dadruse yena tadrupam navi padma samudbhavaha. By the mercy of the Lord, after 1,000 years of penance, he could see the form of the Lord. So here, what is there to take for us? So Lord Brahma did tapasya. He is the first living creature within this material world. So he heard that word tapa from Vishnu, Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu, and he did tapasya. So like that, so this human form of life is meant for tapasya. That is what Bhagavatam says. Tapodivyam putraka yena sattvam. Prudu Maharaj says, Tapodivyam putraka yena sattvam. So this human body form of life is to do tapasya. Without tapasya, we can't get self-realization. We can't achieve the Lord. So Srila Prabhupada says that tapasya we are doing is chanting Hare Krishna mantra and following 4 regulative principles: no meat eating, no gambling, no illicit sex, no intoxication, and offering food to the Lord and eating Krishna prasadam, and reading scriptures associating with devotees. This is the tapasya we are doing. So this tapasya will make us to realize the Lord, and finally Lord will shower his mercy upon us. So the first living creature of this world, Brahmadev, he did that. So uh, actually he is showing that living example uh, to receive this transcendental knowledge and to receive the mercy of the Lord. To receive the mercy of the Lord, he did tapasya for 1,000 years of demigods. So why not? But we have to also do that kind of tapasya to see the Lord, to get the mercy of the Lord. But Srila Prabhupada says that tapasya that we are doing now, it's a simple tapasya. Uh, so no meat eating. So some devotees, they asked, they said, oh, people don't want to eat meat. It said they came to Srila Prabhupada and said that, oh, we have to do this kind of devotion in the stages. And the devotee said, oh, some people, they are finding it very hard. But Srila Prabhupada said, what is the difficulty there? We are just saying no meat eating, but we are not saying not to eat others, not to eat food offered to Lord. So is that a tapasya? So like that, Srila Prabhupada said, we don't want to drink the intoxicate. We don't want to drink alcohol or like that. But we are not restricting not to drink at all. So that is not a tapasya. So the actual tapasya in the earlier ages, there were so that yogis, they do, they go deep into the cold water in the cold weather, and they chant mantra, and in the scorching, under the scorching heat of the sun, they uncover their body, and they do tapasya. So we are not asked to do that kind of tapasya. The tapasya that we are doing by the mercy of Guru and Krishna. So yeah, it is not difficult. It is not so easy, but it is not so difficult as well. So we can do definitely that kind of tapasya by the mercy of Guru and Krishna. So without tapa, this penance, we cannot realize the Lord. We cannot self-realize, and we cannot go back to home, back to Godhead. So Srila Prabhupada says, in material world, if you want to become a tennis player, you'll do a lot of tapasya. One has to do tapasya there also. He has to go through a lot of obstacles. He has to do so much practice. He has to go to a coach. He has to learn. He has to do so much tapasya there also. And also, in order to become a surgeon, a doctor, surgeon, you have to study. You have to study for maybe more years than other branches, right? Other studies. You have to study for 12 years after your college, something like that. You have to study. You have to do tapasya. So even after you become a doctor, you still have to learn new things every day, because the world is changing. You have to get updated with new diseases, and you have to get equipped with all that knowledge. On the material platform, people do all this tapasya, but when they are asked to do tapasya, like just follow these 4 regulative principles and chant Hare Krishna mantra, they find it difficult. Because when they want to do it, when they do it on material platform, why can't they do it on spiritual platform, right? Without that tapasya, without following these rules and regulations, without chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, one cannot realize the Lord, one cannot get the mercy of the Lord. So that is for sure. So that is why we all have to, from this pastime of the Brahmadev, he's our original spiritual master. So that is the living example he is giving to all of us. So to do this tapasya, to realize the Lord, to get the mercy of the Lord. So after doing this tapasya, what happened? In this verse it says, Yad anugraha dadruse yena tadrupam. Yad anugrahat. This word is very, very important. Yad anugrahat. By the mercy of the Lord. Anugrahat. Dadruse yena tadrupam. Dadruse. He could see his form. Yena tadrupam. His form of the Lord. The Lord appeared in front of him. So yad anugrahat. This is very, very important. So the mercy of the Lord, right? In Kata Upanishad, it says in the Kata Upanishad, Lord says, Nayam pravachanena, Nayam atma pravachanena labhyo, na medhaya na bahuna srutena, yam evaisha vrunute tena labhyas, tasyaisha vivrunute tam swam. So it says in the Kata Upanishad, Nayam Atma Pravachanena Labhyo. So this Lord, he is not Pravachanena Labhyo. He is not achieved by explanation or argumentation. So we cannot achieve the Lord by explaining something like that. No, he cannot be achieved. Pravachanena Labhyo. He cannot be achieved by Pravachanena, by explanation, by arguments. And na medhaya, by with our brain substance, with our own self endeavor. Na medhaya. So we cannot achieve the Lord with our own self endeavor, with our own brain substance. We cannot even know anything about the Lord. That is what happening in the modern world. The scientists, that is why they finally say there is no Lord, there is no God, because you cannot perceive him. You cannot achieve him through medha, your brain substance. You might be able to create big buildings. You might be able to construct big skyscrapers, but you cannot know the Lord. Na medhaya, na bahuna srutena, na bahuna srutena. Bahuna means various. Studies, srutena, studies, education, studies, sruti means education, knowledge. By studying various scriptures or anything like that, you cannot achieve the Lord. Nayam atma pravachanena labhyo, na medaya, na bahuna srutena. How we can get the mercy of the Lord? It says in Kata Upanishad here, yam evaisha vrunute tena labhyas. He is covered. Vrunute means he is covered. He is not revealed to everyone. Tena labhyas tasyesha vivrunute tanum swam. He is uncovered to whom he chooses. So if we do our devotional service, that is the process, we can attract the Lord. Tasyesha vivrunute tanum swam. Tanum swam. So he reveals on his own sweet will. He reveals his knowledge, or he reveals his transcendental form to the devotee on his own sweet will. That is the anugraha of the Lord. That is the mercy of the Lord. So we have to patiently wait for that mercy of the Lord. One has to patiently wait for that mercy of the Lord. By his own sweet will, he would reveal to his devotee. So here Brahmadev also did tapasya. Srila Prabhupada says in Bhagavatam, it says it is in the line of bhakti, devotional service. Actually, he took that Krishna mantra and he chanted that Hare Krishna mantra for 1,000 years. Then Lord revealed to him. So it is in the line of devotional service, bhakti yoga. He did that bhakti to the Lord, then Lord revealed to him by his mercy, by the mercy of the Lord. Now the Brahmadev could see the form of the Lord. So he reveals his own form. The Lord reveals his own form as per this Kathopanishad mantra. This Tanum Swam, by his own sweet will, he reveals. So, and also we have another verse, Asya deve para bhakti retha deve tata guru, tasya eva kadita hi ardaha prakasante mahatmanaha. So, if you have these Asya deve para bhakti retha deve tata guru, if you have the implicit faith on the Lord and our spiritual master, tasyaite kaditahi addaha prakasante mahatmanah. So all the import of the Vedic knowledge is automatically revealed to that person. If you have the faith on the Lord, if you have the same faith, implicit faith on the Lord and the supreme spiritual master, so everything is automatically revealed. That is what expected from the devotee. So having the faith on your spiritual master and having the faith on the same kind of faith on the Lord and the spiritual master. So this is one of the favorite verse of Srila Prabhupada. Yasya deve para bhakti retha deve tada guru. Tasyaite kaditahi addaha prakasante mahatmana. So one who has the implicit faith on the Lord and the spiritual master without any doubt, for him all the inputs of Vedic knowledge is automatically revealed. So Lord gives that dadami buddhi yogam. So through devotees or through own self-realization, through scripture, sadhu, shastra, guru, the Lord reveals that. So, and the same Brahmadev in the Brahma Vimochana Leela, after he was bewildered, and we know that in the 10th canto, that pastime, he glorifies the Lord with one verse. Atapi te deva padambujadvaya, Atapi te deva padambujadvaya prasada leshanugrahita eva hi janadi tattvam bhagavan mahimno nachanya ekopi chiram vichinvan. So he says that Atapi deva padambujadvaya. If one is favored by even by the slight trace of the mercy of your lotus feet, padambujadvaya, Brahmadev says he can understand the greatness of your personality. Prasada lesha anugrahita, lesha, a slight favor. If there is slight favor of the mercy of the Lord towards us, so we can understand the greatness of the Lord. And then further he says, Janati Tattvam Bhagavan Mahimno. So, Nachanya Ekopi Chiram Vichinvan. So, one who speculates to understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead are unable to know you, even though they continue to study the Veda for many years. Vedeshu Durlabham Adurlabham Atma Bhakto. So even though they read Vedas many years, they cannot understand the Lord. Because they are speculating. They are not accepting the Supreme Personality of Godhead. They speculate, oh, okay, everyone is same, all the devatas are same, even Jiva is equal to the Lord. They say Lord has no form, he is impersonal. They start speculating, but one day they'll realize that, by the mercy of the Lord only they can realize, but they study many years, but they cannot understand the Lord. So only by the mercy of the Lord, through the mercy of the spiritual master, one can understand the Lord. Otherwise, there is no other way to get the mercy of the Lord. To get the mercy of the Lord, we have to do this devotional service. We have to chant Hare Krishna Mahamantras, whatever Srila Prabhupada gave to us, following 4 regulative principles, eating Krishna Prasadam, associating with devotees, reading scriptures. So that is the way. If we do this tapasya and if we follow the rules and regulations, this tapasya, penance, if we do this penance, definitely just by we do this penance, we start this penance first with chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. And slowly, we follow 4 regulative principles and start associating with devotees, start attending Bhagavatam and reading Bhagavatam. So this is the tapasya, reading Bhagavad Gita. This is the tapasya that we do. Then Lord will slowly reveal to all of us. So these are the 2 things. And also in the same Brahmadev, one more thing, and then I will end up. Brahmadev also in the same glorification, he says, Another wonderful verse. Tattenu kampam susamikshmano bunjanam krudam vipagam rugvag vapurbir vedadan namaste jive tayo mukti pade sadhayava. Who is the rightful successor to go back to home, back to Godhead? The qualities Brahmadev is giving here. Tattenu kampa susamikshmano. So who is always, he is hoping, he's right. He is earnestly waiting for the mercy of the Lord. Mercy of the Lord. One who waits for the mercy of the Lord. Bunjana mevatma krutam vipakam. So when one is suffering in this material world, they patiently suffer the reactions of their past misdeeds. It is not as Krishna created. So it is our own past deeds. Because of those past deeds, we suffer in this material world. So while suffering these reactions, we should never blame the Krishna. So, but what Brahmadev is saying here, Rugvak Bapurvir Vidadhan Namaste. We should offer our respectful obeisances with heart, words, and body to the Lord. So if you can do that, while suffering these reactions in the past of our past misdeeds, and still we are offering obeisances to the Lord, Jivetayo Mukti Pade Sadhayava. He is he is surely eligible for liberation, and he is the rightful successor to go back to home, back to Godhead. Of course, when we are in Krishna consciousness, our sufferings are minimized. We should have got instead of getting the big sufferings, but we get the little sufferings because the Lord is giving only the token punishment to us. If we live our life in this way, tattenu kampam susamikshmano bunjana mevatma krutam vipakam. So earnestly waiting for the mercy of the Lord and patiently suffering the reactions of our past misdeeds, and always, uh, I mean, uh, uh, always having faith on the lotus feet of the Lord and this process and the Guru, then Jive Tayo Mukti Pade Sadaiva. He is the surely eligible for liberation. For it has become it is rightful claim. So then he will become the rightful successor to go back to home, back to Godhead. So to summarize, one is we have to do tapasya, like what from this verse, what we can take away is Brahmadev, the tapasya Brahmadev did when he was first created. He was the first living entity created by the Lord, and he did tapasya to get the mercy of the Lord. The same tapasya we have to also follow. So that tapasya here is a simple tapasya that Srila Prabhupada gave to us. And then we have to wait for the mercy of the Lord by patiently and by doing this devotional service, by by working as an instrument in the hands of the Lord. One day we all get that mercy. Maybe there are devotees who have already got, but I'll get that mercy from the Lord one day, and then we'll all go back to home, back to Godhead. And the living here, the another thing is in this purport, right? It is not readily understandable whether the body of the Lord and that of Brahma are the same quality or different. So we know the Brahmadev is most of the times is the living entity, and he also has a material body, but it is very subtle. It is not like us. So one time also we know the one past time wherein Brahmadev he also gave up his body and took another body, because after he created um, right I think his own daughter, he got attracted, and his sons actually mocked at him, and then he gave up his body, took another body. That means his body is material. uh, but he's not, it's not, even though it is from the lotus, it is from the spiritual body of the Vishnu, but his body is still material. But that those things will be answered in the next chapter. So with that, I'll stop here. Thank you for patiently listening, and Please forgive me if I spoke anything wrong, and please let me know for any comments, reflections. Hare Krishna.
If anybody has questions, please just raise your hand and you can go ahead. Thank you very much, Prabhu, first for going back and explaining how the avatars came. To understand this verse, we have to know how the Purusha avatars, about the Chaturvyuha and all that. One thing that I'm always hearing from non-devotees is, but Krishna is an avatar of Vishnu. So, and this is not really a good question, but still a question that keeps coming to my mind. Why did we? So Krishna Avatara, they are seeing only from, from Narayana, from that point, even though he's Purna Avatara and he's, they understand that he is not partial, but complete. He's the supreme. Why did, even I was taught like that Krishna is an avatar of Vishnu. Why were we not told to go back 4 more steps before where did this misinformation start? Why did it start?
Yes,
Not a good question.
Yeah, a very, very good question for me. I mean, no. Yes, yeah, we have, especially in South India, we have that Sri Vaishnavas. Then Vaishnavas, they claim Lord Narayana, Sriman Narayana is the supreme, and from him Krishna incarnated. But even in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Kaviraj, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, he says whether Krishna is the Adi Vishnu, Moola Vishnu, or whether Narayana is Moola Vishnu, whatever it is, there is no difference. He says in one of the Chaitanya Charitamrita verses. But for us, Krishna's to Bhagavan Swayam. Krishna is the origin. So whatever it is, Krishna or Narayana, so they are same. But Krishna has, as Rupa Goswami says, he has 4 extra features than Vishnu, Narayana. So he has Rupa Madhuri, he has excellent beauty, because everyone attracts of the Krishna's beauty. Definitely, even in other Sampradayas, even Madhvacharya, he worshipped Krishna. And in Sri Vaishnava Sampradaya, so many Acharyas, they glorified Krishna. Gopala Vimsati, they have written wonderful, and Mother Goda Devi, she was glorifying in Tirupavai Krishna, and Vedanta Desika, he was glorifying Krishna, and all the acharyas from Sri Vaishnava Sampradaya, many stalwart acharyas, they were inclined to Krishna's form. Alvas, they were inclined, and Madhvacharya, he himself worshipped Krishna in Udupi, and still we have that. And even in other Vallabhacharya Sampradaya, anyway, they for him it's a Krishna is the origin. So Nimbarka Acharya, Radha Krishna. So and also finally before ending his pastime, Shankaracharya, Sripad Shankaracharya, he also said Bhajagovindam Mudamate. Nahi nahi rakshati dukkim karane. All this grammar, it will not help us, and Pahi Murare. So he also glorified Krishna, and he also asked everyone to worship Krishna. But definitely Krishna, for Gaudiya Vaishnavas, Krishna is the origin, and Krishna is the Bhagavan Swayam. From him, all the other, he is the Swayam Rupa, Swayam form. So Rupa Goswami says Swayam Rupa. He is the original form. He is the original. From him, all the incarnations emanated. But yeah, as Bhagavatam says, Krishna is to Bhagavan Swayam. Krishna is the original form of, Krishna is the original Supreme Personality of Godhead. Adi Devo. Even in Bhagavad Gita, Aham Sarvasya Prabhu, I am the origin of everything, Krishna says. Yeah, but yeah, there is a slight difference in the philosophy there. They say it is Sri Narayana, Lord Narayana. So, but yeah, Krishna has those four extra features. Sorry, I was about to tell. That is, one is Rupa Madhuri, he has excellent beauty, and then he has a Venu Madhuri, and that flute. Only
Yes.
Krishna has the flute, and Rupa Madhuri, when Leela Madhuri, Krishna's Leelas, Leela Purushottama is wonderful, very attractive. And Prema Madhuri, Krishna is a Premeka Murti, so he can only give the love of Godhead, because we can maintain that relationship with the Krishna in different gopis. Goda Devi also, he in the Gopika Bhava, so she worshipped Krishna. So that Prema Madhuri only can exchange with can only be exchanged with Krishna, that Krishna form. So yeah, these are the extra features our acharyas provided, but yeah, there is a difference there, Mataji, definitely.
Yeah, and again, there no doubt, and from Srimad Bhagavatam, it is very clear. We hear it all the time. The question is, why did that difference come? But like you said, if you tell them that Krishna has these four features that nobody else has, that should also prove it. And it is important in that when people come and they say, is Krishna supreme or is Narayana supreme? We have to strongly say that it is Krishna who is supreme, and it is not right to say that Krishna is subordinate to Narayana.
Yes.
And for that reason, I think.
Yeah. Dr. Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. So, Ete Chamsa Kala Pumsa Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. All other are incarnations or expansions of Krishna. So, in that second chapter of Bhagavatam, third chapter, Sukadeva Goswami says, Sutta Goswami says, Ete Chamsa Kala Pumsa Krishnastu. All these are, he explained all other avatars, but when he came to Krishna, he said, Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. He is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And also, Upanishads also, Brahmanyo Devaki Putraha. That Supreme Brahma is the Devaki Putraha, Krishna. There are other scriptural differences. So Krishna is the original personality of Godhead. So yeah, in another way, whatever they say Lord Narayana is the supreme, but whatever it is. But Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur says whatever these four bona fide sampradayas. So we are in the well. So if we take one rope and we can come out from this material well, Sri Vaishnava Sampradaya, Gaudiya, Brahma Madhva Sampradaya, Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya, Vallabha, Vishnu Swami Sampradaya, Rudra Sampradaya, Nimbarka Sampradaya, another one. So whatever it is, we can finally come out of this material well and go back to Godhead, Vaikuntha, Goloka Vrindavan. Yeah. Yes, Madhaj. But yeah, as per Bhagavatam, that is what we Krishnastu Bhagavan, and Krishna is the original personality of Godhead, supreme personality of Godhead. That is the, and also we have in Brahma Samhita, Isvara Parama Krishna Satchidananda Vigraha Anadiravi Govinda Sarva Karana Karana. So that also establishes Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead. And also in Brahma Samhita we get Ramadimurtishu Kala Niyamena Tishtan. Krishna Swayam Sambhavat. So Krishna is the original, it says there also, Krishna is the original personality of Godhead. All other Ramadimurtishu Kala Niyamena Tishtan, they are all the expansions of the Lord. So we have these scriptural references to establish, and based on these scriptural differences, and also in Bhagavatam at many places it comes, Krishna is the original personality of Godhead.
Yeah. Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you, Maharaj. I hope I could do some information, some
Sure.
information on that here.
Yes. Anybody else? Suman Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Maharaj.
Thank you so much for the nice class.
Yeah,
I really like when you explain like the human life is meant for tapasya, and we are doing really easy one, like Prabhupada given us like most easiest thing. Like we cannot do intoxication, but we are not stop from drinking. We can drink many other things.
Yes, yes,
And we are, he said to not eat meat, but we can eat so many other things.
yes, yes,
So we are not really doing tapasa, really easy one.
yes, 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 yeah,
Yeah, that's I really like it too. Thank you so
yes,
much. And we are associating with devotees. Like really, this is like enjoyable things we are doing as a tapasa.
yes, yes, yeah.
Thank you so much, Prabhu. Hare
Thank you,
Krishna.
Mataji. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
When Brahma was bewildered like that, so whereas we, a lot of things, Brahma was like that. So we had nothing in there. Like 10,000 thousands of tip of the hair. So we have nothing. But I like you said, everything depends on our karma also some lot of times. So all those points were very good, Prabhu.
Yeah. Thank you, Mataji.
You explained very nicely.
Yeah.
That's good.
Thank you very much, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna,
Thank
Prabhuji.
you. Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Very nice class, very inspiring. We have to keep on doing our tapasya.
Yes, ma'am.
And I missed one point. We studied about it before, but you said that 3 avatars, Purusha avatars appear. How did they appear? I missed it.
Yeah,
Can
yes,
you?
yeah, yeah. That they appear from Lord Narayana. Dvitiya Chaturviha manifests Sankarshana, Vasudeva Sankarshana Pradyumna Niruddha. From that Sankarshana, Swamsa expansions come out. They are Purusha avatars. So Karnodaka Sai Vishnu, Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu, Shirodaka Sai Vishnu. So
They appeared from Sankarshana.
Sankarshana. From Lord Narayana, Sankarshana comes. From Sankarshana, again these Purusha avatars they come. And even from Sankarshana, all Leela avatars, everything comes out. But yeah, Purusha avatars is one part, right? All these three Purusha avatars, they come out from the Sankarshana. Swamsa personal expansions of the Lord. These are they are same as Lord only. They potency are everything. All Vishnu Tattvas are they are equal. Definitely, they are equal. They have the same potency of the Lord. Only thing what we discussed, Krishna has 4 extra features. But all Vishnu Tattvas, they have the same potency. Yeah, they are the personal expansions of the Lord. These 3 forms, Mataji. Yeah, from Sankarshana, they expanded.
They expanded.
Yeah.
Okay. And Narayana is the expansion of Krishna.
Yes, Narayana is expansion of the Krishna.
And Vishnu and Narayana same or different? Vishnu.
Yeah. One way, all Vishnu Tattvas, they are same, Mataji. So there is no difference. All Vishnu Tattvas, they are same. So there, it's like lighting another candle, right? It says in Brahma Samhita. So they are all same. They all have same potency. All Narasimha, Vamana, Rama, all Vishnu forms, Narayana, all are same, have same potencies. So they can all liberate us from this material world. They all have the same kind of thing. But Adi Vishnu, Moola Vishnu is Krishna. From Krishna, all forms manifested.
Yeah.
But
There was one sloka that there was nothing before Krishna.
yeah.
Krishna was there. I don't that sloka. So okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna.
Matta parataram nanyat kinchidas. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita everywhere also. Mam sarvasya prabhu, aham adihi devanam, everything.
Yeah.
Many places, yeah.
Oh, thank you very much. Very nicely you explained everything.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you, Mata. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So all glories to Srila Prabhupada.
All praise to Srila Prabhupada.
Yes, Mata.
Panchakalpacharubhyascha
Panchakalpacharubhyascha
pranam pavanebhyo
Pranam
Vaishnavebhyo.
Vaishnavyo Namo Namah.
Hare Krishna.
Ananta Koti Vaishnava. Hare Krishna.
Yeah.